It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
Another week and he messes up the intro again.
You know why? You know why?
Because I didn't do the cold open.
Correct. You screwed it all up.
I jinxed it. That's why
What
I'm
you
such
did?
a superstitious ball player, and I knew I was gonna mess it up.
Way to go. Look what you did.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and for the next 30 minutes, we're coming at you with 3 big stories that happened this week. You will determine the order of those stories. We recorded the Theme Park Thursday podcast on Monday, so there's always a greater chance that crazier things will happen between Monday and Thursday. And there was a lot happening, and there's a lot more that's going to be happening tomorrow. So, Jen, what was the craziest thing to you this week?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I had a craziest. I got really excited by seeing the dining options, which is one of ours, just to see what they were going to be, because I know there are many closed, but some of my favorites still closed. So
It's still closed, especially because you're examining, surveying the scene. Summertime is approaching. You're thinking, plotting. All right, let's get to the 3 topics and we'll figure out the order of everything here. I see my Wi-Fi is playing tricks on me, so let's go.
It'll be a fun Frank Frozen night. Get your bingo cards ready.
Topic number 1. May the 4th was with us. There was a lot of stuff that happened on May the 4th.
I think you need to be talking about May the 4th the most.
I was in a Zoom room with some people.
You know, just a couple of people.
Just a couple of them. I know that this isn't necessarily about that, but perhaps
I think it might
we
have
will
to be.
include some of that. Topic number 2, as Jen mentioned, return of the dining options. They announced on Wednesday that several of your favorite restaurants will be returning shortly. You know, there's a lot of things that are happening on the heels of the college program announcement.
Yes.
And this is definitely one of those. And then the third topic 3, the rise of Advent Health. It was announced today that Advent Health will have a prominent place at Walt Disney World. Yep. It's an odd topic. I don't expect this one to be first.
I'm sure that'll be the last one.
But let's see what everyone is thinking as the first topic to discuss here tonight.
Your numbers. What would you like the order to be? I'll say about that third topic there, I think I and many others were like, oh my goodness, there's going to be a health announcement at Disney. What does this mean? And really, we're building it up only to be like, oh, okay. Sure.
I'll let you know what my 2 texts to Jen were when we get to topic 3, which people will be like, oh, interesting. So we'll get there.
3.
Oh, what do we got?
1, 2, 3, except for Lee, who wants to get it out of the way.
I mean, it's fair. It's a fair thing. But I think maybe if I mention a couple of things for number 3, that'll get us going towards the end of the 30 minutes here. Lee is still pushing. Then we get to spend time on 1 and 2.
That's true.
So topic number 1. May the 4th was with us.
And also with you.
And with your spirits, whichever one you choose, there is fine. And
I
with your force,
that they've changed that. Yeah, I don't know.
and with your force ghost,
right?
So the big bomb I think on Tuesday was it was like 8:30 in the morning, and you see this video of Rey, and it's a little Galactic Starcruiser ad, and it's like, do you believe what you just saw? And I was kind of groggy at 8:30 after I dropped the 5-year-old off at pre-K. I was like, what am I missing? What's going on? What are you talking about? And lo and behold, it was that Rey was holding the real life lightsaber we've been hearing so much about.
Yes. Indeed.
And that came with an official Galactic Starcruiser launching in 2022 at Walt Disney World Resort. We've talked about it here before. As the first mention of May the 4th, does the lightsaber make you more excited? I have to sneeze, and I'm going to mute.
Does the lightsaber make me more excited? I mean, it's pretty awesome, but I mean, I think this whole announcement, the whole thing is going to be awesome, and it is just feeding into the souls of the Star Wars fandom universe.
Right, so a couple of weeks ago, I was on here, and I was like, the rooms didn't really do anything for me. The price point obviously is not, getting me excited. But then she ignited a real life lightsaber. Right?
That was it.
And
so what do you think will be? Sorry, what do you think will be with this real life lightsaber? I mean, will you just get one for being there?
Yeah, not
will
getting
you build one? Will there be options to build one? What's going to happen? Or is it just being used for promos and that's it, and you don't get one?
Do you have to sign your life away because you get to use a lightsaber and you might sever a hand? What happens?
Yeah.
What happens? What can it really do is the question.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that, she mentions balance in that video promo, and all I could think of was my account balance being at 0.0.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah, balance.
Yes.
Checking account balance 0.0. Showpiece. Yeah, I mean, I would like to think they have more planned. I would like to think that perhaps it is a brass ring for you to grab. It is something for you to be rewarded with. I don't think you're walking out of there with one. No way. But I think that it will be interesting at the price point of whether you get to build a lightsaber, as you mentioned, similar to you do at Savi's, like that. Right. That would be included with your enormous price point at the Galactic Starcruiser.
Right. Well, and as Steffers is mentioning, or rent one, like that's true too. As you're a guest and you're in this immersive experience, do you get to rent one while you're there for certain parts of the experience?
I mean, I'm assuming right now it only can be illuminated in the dark and not in the light, right? I think. I mean, if you can open this thing up in Central Florida weather, I would love to see that. But
true, yeah.
There was the one picture, there was the artwork, and I don't know if it's in Amy Ratcliffe's The Art of Star Wars book. My autographed copy is coming in the mail. I just got a notification about it. You have your copy already. But there was a picture I saw on the maybe on Disney Parks blog that has like a car, like where you get out of the car and onto the board, the Starcruiser. And I'm like, I don't want to see a real life automobile in front of the Starcruiser. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's true. That you're already taking it away.
Right out.
Yeah. No.
That's me being cranky.
Well, obviously. Okay. So are we done with that? Can we get into where you were on May the 4th?
Oh, well, I mean, I think
we have to talk about it.
We have to talk about that? All right. So
people want to know.
On May the 4th, I did post. Yeah, it was a pick stitch. Let's be clear. It wasn't like I was the only person there with.
But at times you were on screen. I'm sure.
It was very in the vicinity, in the close vicinity. It was this charity organization that's been going the entire time of the pandemic called RW Quarantunes. Father-daughter team has been setting up these amazing get-togethers every week to raise money for charity. I know of the organization because Broadway Cares has done a couple of these over the last year. So this week on May the 4th, for Mark Hamill was the center point, the centerpiece, the focus point, if you will, and they were raising money for this great community organization on USC's campus. And so a lot of Star Wars peeps were in the house. Billy D. Williams was there for a little while. Frank Goz was there for a little while. Lawrence Kasdan was there for a little while. And, also video segments from Anthony Daniels, John Williams, and even Tina Fey dropped in. Tina Fey dropped in for a little bit. So it was really cool. They spread out some stories over the course of, it was 4 hours long. It was from 8:30 Eastern
Oh, I didn't
time
know it
until
went that
12:30.
long.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you know what was so cool? And it's definitely something I can post if you like run into me in the parks or things like that. I filmed it off of my off the laptop. It was I'm going to say his name wrong, but Ludwig Göransson, who does the composing for The Mandalorian. He had his massive recorder and was playing in the middle of the USC football field.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And there was one point where Mark Hamill, I'm going to be so bad about remembering people's names, the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, Tom, it's escaping me. And the guy who does all the voice of the Looney Tunes characters, they're all like in a voiceover off, basically. And Mark Hamill was doing the Joker. It was crazy town. So that was cool too. Lots of great Star Wars stories, most of which you probably have heard by now. Mark Hamill doing his awesome Harrison Ford impersonation all the time. Listen, kid. And so it was a great night. They raised over $1 million.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
Josh Groban was singing in front of empty Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. They filmed it last week. He was singing Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka. That's so crazy. a lot of great stuff there. So that's the story. That's where I was.
Well, a lot of people thought that these were the upcoming guests for Theme Park Thursday, and I
got a lot of messages.
All I was saying to you the whole time was, you better walk away from this with some guests. I want a lineup. I want dates. I need a schedule of who's going to be on when. How many did you get?
0.0. It's my account balance. 0.
How did Mrs. Dillo feel about that?
Well, I'm always afraid of getting in trouble, and so afterwards, Mrs. Dillo was like, "So did you private message anyone in the Zoom room?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "That's the point of the whole thing. You get the opportunity to message people in the Zoom room." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you won't get in trouble for that. That's part of the fun of the event.
Networking." Anyway.
So that's number 1.
So that was a memorable May the 4th. So, all right. So are you really trying to act like you're whatever about the Starcruiser, though? I mean,
am I Dilloing it? Am I Dilloing the Starcruiser?
I think you're Dilloing it.
And Dilloing being in the Zoom room with all the Star Wars stars?
I mean, I don't know if you're Dilloing that. You're definitely Dilloing the Starcruiser more than... Yeah.
I mentioned it after I showed the video to Mrs. Dillo of the lightsaber, and I said Galactic Starcruiser, and she's like, "You're already going to Disney."
That's what
I was like, "This is next year, though. This is next year.
You got to aim for that 50th birthday present." That's what you're gonna do.
It's
right around the corner.
No, it's not. But how will Frank be willing to embrace 50?
Not good.
How are you willing to embrace 40? What is your...
good. Not good at all.
So that's right. I see one little heart there. If you're staying in the show for a little, in the stream for a little while, give us a like there, and we appreciate it. The little thumbs up. Of course, after this half hour here, we'll be taking it over to Patreon at DillosDizResort.com for the Patreon post show.
It's a great point, as we mentioned Patreon here that Lewis has. So that's good. Always thinking. I like it. I like it. All right.
Return of the dining options. So, of course, I go to my weekly For the Love of the Mouse blog.
Yes.
Shout out to Crystal and Bryson. So, more dining locations are reopening at Disney World. Guests will be able to return to Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary for dinner, and bringing back the All You Care to Enjoy dinner starring the Fab Five. Starting May 16th, Chef Mickey's will offer you an all you care to enjoy family style dinner that will include no touch appearances. with just no touch appearances. That's the quotes. And from the characters, and moving down, Cape May Cafe will find old favorites and new changes along with its signature service and quality. The restaurant will serve breakfast and dinner, but Minnie's Beach Bash character breakfast and the seafood and more dining buffet will not return at reopening. Cape May Cafe starts and dinner time at Chef Mickey's. Those reservations open on tomorrow, May 7th. And then Tusker House is also reopening. There's currently no reopening date for this restaurant, but Disney has announced that it will return this summer. So Tusker House also in the mix. Jen, you've been waiting desperately for
Ohana.
Yeah,
I don't see Ohana. I don't see Ohana, and I don't see. What's the other one I'm waiting for?
Oh, hey, Tracy Glenn. Nice to see you.
Hi, Tracy Glenn. I'm blanking on what else I'm waiting for besides Ohana, but Ohana's my big one that I'm waiting for. But I think also, like, hearing about Trader Sam's, getting to know whether or not Jelly Rolls is actually going to open when the boardwalk opens. Can we get some news on that, please?
I mean, that's a good question for sure.
Yes, I really want to know that. But the whole, no touch character thing, I love the verbiage there. I completely understand why character dining locations are not having characters really interact with you. And of course, completely understandable. However, it does play a factor into, am I going to certain locations that cost a lot of money if I'm not getting that experience? Because I think that's what you're really paying for in the end. I mean, if you were to go to Cinderella's Round Table right now, sure, you'll see all the princesses. Are they coming up to the table and signing kids' autograph books and taking pictures? No. So I don't think that I would be going there right now. But I understand why all that's happening too. So
yeah, there's there's a lot of things, a lot of questions I have about price points and things like that. Just to jump back to Kimmy's going to charge extra. I saw that, and I didn't realize, like, whatever it says, the seafood and more. I'm like, it's not a clam bake anymore. What year is it?
Right. But that's so true. How are you doing that? You offered it, and now it's no, not okay.
Can I jump back for a second for our friends Tom and Michelle over at Hyperion Adventures podcast? They are casting for parts on the Galactic Starcruiser. My friend, our friend and yours, Nate Hardy, reached out to me about this as well today. I'm not allowed to move to Orlando.
But what if you were to get a role? No, still no.
I mean, honestly, if I'm not running the whole Starcruiser, I don't know if I want to be in charge of all of anything.
With your MFA and dramaturgy, you got to run the Starcruiser, or that's it. You're out. Whatever.
I'll show you an immersive experience.
Thanks for stopping by, Tracy Glenn.
Nice to see you, Tracy. So, and then even with the return of the dining options, I feel like, again, on top of the college program stuff, tomorrow they're making a lot of Halloween announcements, which I think we joked about on the podcast last week, is like, Halloween talk next week.
Right. Yeah.
Here we are. So Ohana is the one. You think Ohana is not opening because of the construction?
I mean, I'm sure that's playing into it, quite honestly, because, but I mean, so they have character dining in the morning, and then at night it's a restaurant. But I feel like you have space in that restaurant that you can space everyone out. You don't have to do the character interaction still. You could still do the parades that you do and all that kind of stuff. And it's no longer a buffet because it's not 1985 anymore. So, it's all family style anyway. So I feel like, come on, open. So
I want to get more honeydew. Give me more honeydew.
Yeah.
Jeff isn't going back to Garden Grill until the kids.
Right. Understood, Jeff.
No touch.
No touch.
But
that's the thing. Like, that's gonna be. I don't think I can go to character dining until my kids can hug characters again. I mean. Because you're gonna be. I mean, that's part of the experience. You right, and you're paying the same price point, and I get it because you're paying, making sure the characters are getting paid. Like, that's part of the thing. Yeah. So in some ways, you're supporting the cast members, but
you know what the experience was, and this I feel like counteracts what we were saying last week. We're like, no, we like them from a distance. Keep the characters in the parks, right? In the parks, you're like, no, we love the environment, you know, and we love that.
And I do. I stand by that. But there's still. And I don't want it right now. I honestly wouldn't want my kids to be hugging characters right now. I would not be comfortable with that today. But, you know, but I also then just wouldn't be going to certain places right now either. So it's all a very weird time.
I was down at my local pub earlier prior to this. Sounds like I was drinking. I was picking up food for the evening because we didn't want to cook. And, you know, now you can sit at the bar and the capacity is, and it was the most I have been in that pub in 15 months. And I was like, and I'm like, and I'm going to Disney World in 10 days. Okay.
Yeah. How are you going to be? How are you feeling about that? Good? Good?
Indoor dining in Kona. I'm ready for that.
That's fine. They're spacing out, no?
It's spacing out, well, aren't they? I can trust it. It's Florida. It's Disney. They're not
Disney.
intersecting
It's a Disney
yet.
bubble.
They're only lifting the temperature checks. It's totally fine.
Yeah. What?
You know, I mean, the temperature checks.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. This is Lee's favorite. The rise of Advent Health.
Lee, we're here for you.
What? They're talking about health. So just to talk about this real quick.
Sure.
The companies made the announcement that is Advent Health and Walt Disney World this morning. And Advent Health is now the official healthcare provider of the Walt Disney World Resort. This is from clickorlando.com. This expanded partnership also makes Advent Health the official virtual healthcare provider for both Walt Disney World and Disneyland, which will allow guests to get medical questions answered as they plan their vacations, according to the companies. And it's like billed as a world of wellness. It's a world of wellness, a world of WebMDs.
I don't think that's accurate.
Anyway, that's poor improvising by me. I apologize.
Lewis made a point earlier that this is a very good announcement, and it's great for, you know, if you're getting hurt or sick in the parks. Listen, back in the day when I almost pulled my toenail off my toe,
oh my God.
You know, it's good to know that there are medical facilities or medical access close by in crazy circumstances that you may encounter in the parks.
And I got hurt a couple of times as a cast member, and I know where they sent me a couple of times, and I was like, are those tools sanitized? I don't know.
Yeah.
But little things like that. So, you know, it was Orlando in the 90s. What did we know back then? It was a different time, a different world.
That's true.
Here's what I texted Jen this morning. There was 2 things that I texted. I was like, first thing was, am I going maskless in Disney in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
But I don't think the world is ready for that. And I just not that is seeing me without a mask. The world is ready to see me without a mask. Don't get me wrong. You get to see it here each and every week on Theme Park Thursday Live. But I don't know. That's what I'm doing at the pub. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You sure you weren't drinking while you were there?
But the second thing I said was maybe if you prove you're vaccinated, they would give you a one day one park pass. Because here in New York, you know, they're starting to incentivize how for people getting vaccinations. So it would be if you go and get vaxxed at Citi Field here, you would get a Mets ticket. If you get vaccinated at Yankee Stadium, they'd give you a Yankees ticket. So there's different ways that they're starting to encourage as the vaccination numbers start to dip a little bit, that maybe it would be a good idea, just saying, for the parks to encourage especially like the locals in Florida to get vaccinated, and then you would get a park pass to one of your favorite theme parks, even SeaWorld or Legoland.
Yeah. First off, I think Mr. Snidillo needs to follow up about this, because he did in fact get vaccinated at Citi Field. We don't have free meth tickets. Because it was after the fact? Come on.
He was willing. Now we want the people who are fighting against it. They get free tickets. Let's reward the people who didn't want it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think there's various what do I say, supermarket chains and things like that too, that are like 10% off your groceries if you do it in their pharmacy or whatever it is. So it would be interesting to see if it goes down that rabbit hole at some point. I don't know that they would do that. That's a big incentive, I think, for Disney, especially after coming off of a year that they just had.
You mean a minimum $109 incentive?
Right. Yeah,
but
and
as it's mentioned here, it's Florida, so maybe it wouldn't incentivize that many people.
True.
What?
True. True.
Am I?
Yes. But I think overall this is a good announcement. I think Lee mentioned, it's a good announcement, but just not so much fuss. And I do agree, because I think putting an announcement out like Disney and Advent Health are going to make a huge announcement at 10 a.m. Be ready, everyone. We're partnering up. That's great news. Fantastic. Yay. But in a time of a pandemic, I don't think you build it like that, because otherwise people are going to be like, what's happening? Oh no, or what's changing, or whatever. And then when it turns out to be that, it's sort of like, okay, all right, good. Yeah.
Jen, you're wearing the new merch for Theme Park Thursday Live.
And here's a fun fact, because I just got a side DM. So is Theme Park Rob. Twinning.
I'm still wearing the Frank and Jen's Runaway Ranting.
A good one.
Shirt.
We don't rant, especially on this week's episode. We never rant.
Never rant, especially after my microphone was tampered with by the 5-year-old prior to recording, and I didn't get it back in time. It's another story for another time.
That happened, yeah.
I want to shout out my friend Skipper Bob, who's had a big week. He sent me some swag here from the Cretans Guild. We're members in their Patreon group, and I think that's all right. We'll talk about it next week. And but we wanted to shout out Skipper Bob there. They have a great Patreon, and that's where we're headed here in just 3 minutes to our Patreon post show. If you're in the quiet pool or on the balcony level, you can join us there at dillosdizresort.com. Oh, hey, by the way, if maybe we'll feature your swag that you want to send, because now we have a real address that you
We're so official.
We're official.
Yay.
It's happening. So here is our official mailing address. We officially debuted it in the Dillos Diz, what's it called? The Disney Breeze newsletter that went out to all guests staying at Dillos Diz Resort. What, can you hear the allergies just like creeping into my voice here?
Yes.
It's like killing me. And so we are excited about that, and we will share this with the world going forward. And we appreciate all your support, whether it's here in the live stream. Again, you can like this video, share with your friends, tell them to come join the chat next week. We appreciate all your comments along the way here. Jen?
Yeah, I have one more announcement.
Yes.
Our Instagram is about to be hacked.
Oh my God.
This is big. This is going to be a big weekend. Our Instagram is being hacked and being taken over by one of our very special friends that's in this chat tonight. Show yourself.
Reveal
Show yourself, friend. Who are you? Show yourself. Don't LOL. You're supposed to show yourself. It's Steffers, everybody.
It's Steffers is taking over.
Steffers is taking over our Instagram this weekend. It's going to be so good, because it's going to be way better than any Instagrams we've ever done. Any of our stories, our reels, our IGTVs, whatever we pretend like we're trying to do so we know what we're doing. Steffers is going to actually kill it. So I'm so excited. And we get to live vicariously through her the whole time. It's fantastic. She is an Insta Queen, Lee. You're right.
Yeah, it's true. So make sure you check that out and share the love of Steffers with everyone as well. Let everyone know what her Instagram is. And so we can have a whole big unified front together.
That's right. Are you asking me what it is? At Adventures by Steffers. Right? Did I get that right, Stars? I feel like I just screwed that up for you. I just dilloed your Instagram stuffers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for dilloing it.
Well, that's gonna do it here.
Adventures with Steffers. Adventures with Steffers. Okay.
Adventures for Stuffers. Adventures for Stuffers. Well, we're heading over to Dillo's Resort now. Thank you so much for joining us this week and your contributions in the chat along the way. We will see you again next week at 8 p.m. Until that time, she's Jen. Yeah, she's Jen. And I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.